I was told I was a fool for leaving IBM. Been told that I was a fool for moving to New York. I was a fool for moving to LA. I was a fool for managing Steve Harvey when I gave up a successful stand-up comedy career. I've been told I was a fool for stop managing Steve Harvey. So people will tell you you're a fool. I embrace that because that's what life is about. Challenging you to do something that people tell you you're not supposed to do. You have to realize that one day when you wake up, Tom, that it has to be about you. It really has. It's not about who you're married to. It's not about who you're dating. It's not about your kids. It's about you. And if you realize that, you will be successful. Because if all your success is about being positive and you're not driven by selfish modes or selfish gains, then everybody will win. Feel that most people are staying at jobs or working things, or even marriage or relationships, because they fear change. Can I do better? Can I get a better opportunity? Will somebody hire me? Will somebody date me? Will somebody marry me? Will somebody want my kids that I have? People, when they don't want to make adjustments because they've already told themselves they can't do it. If you're about to make a change in your life and you feel uncomfortable, that's the best feeling you can have. Because for the first time in your life, you're making a decision that's going to be best for you and not what somebody told you to do. And that's when all bets are off, man, because you're about to enter some uncharted waters that's going to force you to challenge yourself to be perfect. It was a turning point for me in my life because it let me truly understand how short life is. It also truly enabled me to understand the value of taking advantage of what life is giving you to do. And that's why I always push people. I push myself. Because I know I've seen it. I've seen death. I've seen people, children. I've seen adults. I've seen senior citizens. I've seen people who were happy one day and weren't there the next day. If you want to be successful, you have to write down why you want to be successful. Because a lot of people might say, I want to do it for money. I want to do it for passion. I want to do it for cause. That why will determine the steps that you have to put in place to be successful. And shooting for perfection is all good. You don't shoot for average because you're not going to hit all the time. If you shoot for perfection and you hit good or great, then you're winning. Don't ever shoot for average. I just try to get people to understand, don't be average. When you want to do something in your life, you don't put options out there. You don't put a B plan. This is what you want to do. You commit to it. You and anybody watching this show, drive around. Start setting your goals. Because see, if you start setting your goals, then you have dreams. If you have dreams, then guess what? It brings on expectations. Those expectations can only be reached by proper planning. If you plan, you will win. I don't care. Yeah, you're going to have setbacks, but you got to plan. That's what everybody's supposed to do a certain thing, but they don't want to do it. Let somebody else tell you what you cannot do. But in the process of that, prepare for success. In other words, are you willing to put time in your next move? And a lot of people say things like, I'm not a morning person. I don't really know what that means. I really don't. I have 24 hours in the day. I try to take advantage of every hour. And I have certain rules that I initially tell people on a regular basis. If you want to start living a successful life, start locking into a consistent time that you should get up every day. Don't let it deviate. If you say get up at 8 o'clock, don't hit that snooze and get up at 8:30. I get up at 4:30. That's just my time. I'm not a happy guy getting up, but that's a goal I set. And I'm gonna just tell you this honestly. If you keep it simple, you can find your voice. And also know that you operate off short-term goals. When you don't know where you're going in life, do not look 4 years down the line. Do not look 2 years or a year. You look next week, next month. You keep your goals short. And that way, as you accomplish those goals, then you can start piling up little trophies or little moments to know that you're actually accomplishing something. You're actually climbing the steps to success. When people make the mistake in their goals, they put too many. They put a like say, not so insurmountable goal, but a goal that doesn't allow them to qualify success quick enough. And so I always tell people, shorten your goals, shorten your window, and that's how you find your voice. You cannot find your voice if you say, I'm gonna come into Hollywood to be a star. Okay, well, you might want to work at Home Depot first. And then grab that check, get stable, and start creating relationships, start taking the acting class. See, those are goals that you can achieve. But if you come in here just to be a star in entertainment, or you going to college and you trying to graduate in 4 years, and what you're going to do, it confuses people. That's why a lot of today's millennials, they see short-term success as a faster way of finding their voice versus a college degree. That's when I discovered that you got to have a team. And so I built a team around him. And when I stopped managing him, I was trying to figure out who Rushion was by myself. And that's terrible, because you got to have people around you that tell you you're great, got to remind you you're special, got to remind you who you are and what you've accomplished. Because it's a general take is that as you build your life, you kind of narrow your accomplishment. In fact, you kind of throw away your successes. And so that's why it's important to have people in your life that are there to pump you up, to tell you, no, you've never done it that way like that before. You're committed to a certain plan of opportunity. Rushion, you shouldn't do it that way. You got to have a team to remind you of what you can do and what you've done.